Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. We've been talking about interest rates. We've been talking about timing on the market. When's the best time to make your real estate plan and execute that and get your house on the market or buy the new home?
Refinance.
Bruce is going over the rates and what the Fed cut did. Now's the time to refinance. We'll dig into some new construction here, Bruce. But before the break, I mentioned, when is it time to make a market adjustment?
When you're not getting any showings.
But also the number of showings comes into play too. And this is where you got to look at market absorption. I meet with my sellers about every 2 to 3 weeks because I've had a house go like with no offers for a week and all of a sudden gotten offers the next week and no showings.
Right.
But I haven't had one sit for 3 weeks with nothing and all of a sudden get an offer, besides those junky ones from the guys you hear on TV saying we're going to buy the low balls, the bottom feeders. So I look at the market position, but then you got to look at what's around you, what's for sale. Are you priced at $599? And 2 of your neighbors just cut to $595. So how much should you adjust? What's the showings? Now, if that house had only 1 showing per week, I'd probably say you need to go about 2 or 3%.
Right.
If that house had 7 showings per week and 2 people are coming back this weekend, or you've had some double visits and nobody wrote an offer, maybe just 1% will do it.
Or maybe nothing.
And then what is the timing? What are you seeing that you want to buy? Did you just see your dream home last weekend looking around with my buyer's agent and that one's going to go quick? And what's the situation?
And you're dicking around with the seller. You're dicking around, or dickering around, I should say, not dicking around. That wouldn't be appropriate. But you're dickering. I know Cleve's laughing his butt off over
All
here.
right.
Okay.
So don't mess around.
We are not professional talk show hosts. We are professional real estate people. Okay.
I don't think
so
the FCC
don't hold us to high standards.
All right. Anyway, but that market position is important because what happens, Bruce, nowadays, even just a little price adjustment, everybody shops with their phone.
Right.
And the public, I've had people call me after a small price adjustment on a listing. It was on for 3 weeks with good activity. We adjusted the price $7,000. All of a sudden I get realtors calling me going, oh, I didn't see that one. I got to show that. And you never know what's going on. Their buyer their seller could have just gotten their home under contract. Now they're looking, or they're out of town. I get a kick out of how many realtors take European cruises.
Well,
I have realtors call me going, hey, I'm going on a European cruise. Can you show my house for me? It's just ridiculous stuff. But watch the activity, and then everybody's phone pings like it's a new listing, and you get more activity. But I just haven't had something sit for a month or 7 weeks at the same price and all of a sudden sell. That's just poor guidance.
I had a client, and he's got a house in Bay Hill. It's a little unique, okay, kind of a California A-frame style.
Yep.
Beautiful home,
Yep.
$1 million home, okay? Not getting any showings, like had none. He goes, I don't know what's wrong. I got it priced right. I said, you got it priced too high. He says, but I dropped it 200,000. I said, it was 200,000 too high. You need to drop it to 950.
Now,
and then maybe you'll get an offer
could
at 980.
be co-broke. Could be as co-broke too. And that's out there now too, because you can't not pay the other agent bringing somebody because you could mess up the deal. The buyer can't afford it. They're trying to stretch to put 15 or 20% down, and you're not paying your agent. You don't have a good co-broke.
It's interesting.
So all those things come into play.
Because you and I had a couple of transactions recently where the listing agent wasn't paying a full commission.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing. If my buyer doesn't have the money to pay the buyer's real estate agent, they're going to back out of your deal.
Yeah.
They're not going to buy it. So all you're doing is hurting yourself by not paying a commission.
Yep.
Right. So, and if you're going to list your home, pay the commission. You got to attract people to want to buy your home. And what's your standard commission? What should a seller pay the buyer's agent?
Let me just say,
3%?
Yes. And you get what you pay for. And when your brothers, sisters, cousins go, oh, I'll do it for 1.5. Now, if you're buying a $2 million home, okay. But at a regular average median price house in Central Florida, between 300 and between 700,000, you get what you pay for on that.
Absolutely.
So let me tell you this. And I tell this to sellers all the time too when I meet with them about listing commissions. And they say, well, this guy's going to do it for less. I say, you get what you pay for. And if they're willing to give up 2/3 of their, or a third of their money,
how much are they going to give up of yours?
How much are they going to give up of yours? And
Absolutely.
That's why I've got a listing appointment this week I'm going on to show. I've got an agent selling, most of his listings sell at 90% of list price.
90, that's terrible.
This is terrible negotiating. But they keep asking me about this guy because he's got a bunch of signs in the neighborhood. Well, I mean, he gives away the farm.
A good realtor should be north of 97%.
The market right now is about 97, 98%.
Yeah. You should be north of 97%.
But you got to know when to push and pull. And that's when I see 30 or 40 offers every month, Bruce, I know how to make that work. How are your new home builders doing?
Trinity's doing great. I mean, they're building homes. They're paying $35,000 toward closing costs. I had a couple of clients that I referred over there that were looking at other builders, and they went over to Trinity and got more home and got more closing costs paid. You and I have been working with a builder that we like, and we're really kind of in the early stages of a relationship, but we like them. It's called Hardison Homes, and they've got some great properties out there. And so the builders seem to be doing okay. I don't think they're all kicking butt right now, unless they're in some sweet communities. Some communities, just like anywhere else, some pockets of the area tend to be better than others, right? Some pockets are holding their value more than others. So it's no different than some of these builders.
It's a very fractured market. Next week, I should have the numbers on the inventory. I'd like to see, I think our inventory will be coming down. The number
well,
of
we're going to have new home
listings
starts come out. So it'll be interesting that these builders, now that they're seeing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that a lot of the builders are saying that they think the market is going to really get sweet around February or March.
Yeah.
However, if they don't start building today, they won't have any inventory to sell in February or March. So they've got to hope that their timing is right. Now, do I think that February, March is going to be a sweet spot? Yes, I do. But do I think it's going to be an epiphany where you're going to go, oh my God, I'm so glad
drop
I
everything,
waited.
call into work. No, call in sick.
I'm thinking that you're going to probably improve by 1/8 to 1/4 of a point in rate, because we got a 97% chance that on October they're going to drop the Fed rate another 1/4 of a point,
another 90% in December,
and another 90% in December. Keeping in mind, listeners, because you're smarter than the average person, what happens to interest rates on mortgages when the Fed cuts the Fed rate? Tell them what happens.
The interest rates go up.
They
Mortgage
typically
rates
go up
a little bit.
So when do we want to buy? When do we want to lock? We want to lock
right
3 weeks to a week before the Fed cut, not after the Fed cut. So don't wait for the Fed
cut. Are you sure about that? Has your 35 years of mortgages taught you that?
So, and here's the thing, there's never an always. Okay. So, but typically we see that happen. Is there times where we've seen interest rates drop after a Fed rate? Yes, but I have not seen that in over 15 years. The last 4 times that the Feds cut the Fed rate, mortgages went the opposite direction. And a couple of times they really went terribly in the wrong direction. So don't think a Fed cut's going to make a big difference when it comes to interest rates. We think it'll trickle down, but right now, you got to, if you want a rate in the 6s, if you're a veteran, we can get rates in the 5s. Come on.
I just talked to one of my customers. What are you waiting on? They had existing VA, and you can do like a streamline
VA, refinance.
Very simple,
money out of pocket, super simple, no credit report, no appraisal. I mean, it's super simple. You just drop your rate and we go. It's incredible. Call me. If you're a veteran, call me. Don't think that USAA is a better deal. I can promise you right now, you can shop me against your USAA anytime you want. I'll show you their rates. I'll show you my rates, and we'll compare apples with apples. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am the Loan Arranger. You can call me now at 407-250-9144, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. Get your application made there. It takes you 5 minutes to apply. We can get you approved 24 hours out shopping for a property. We'll help you negotiate. We'll show you what you need to do to meet your personal financial budget. And we do that every day.
I mean, when the seller's helping with most of your costs, you're getting in for 3, 4, 5% down.
And a lot of people right now, Cleve, they just struggle with affordability. So the closing costs are really important to people. They're really important to people. So they need those closing
I want to
costs.
feature a new home community here. I want to talk about Hardison Homes, Eden Crest, the area between Ocoee and Apopka. New hospital, massive hospital there, massive planned communities everywhere along the shores of Lake Apopka. I mean, I remember when that just all used to be woods and fish camps. And now it's being built out, and they've got a Hardison Homes, does a great house. They've got single family homes in Eden Crest starting at $550, going up into the 6s there for beautiful homes, well appointed and great upgrades. Also townhomes in the mid 300s, starting in the mid 3s. They've also got a 3 and a 4 bedroom townhome plan, and their floor plans are like more expansive. The hallways are wider. It just doesn't feel like your typical 1,400 square foot townhome. Right. These are large, oversized townhomes, but a great location and a great planned community. You stop by and see Janet or Carmina there.
Well, before you do that, you know what? Don't stop by and see them. you need to call first.
Well, I can, yes.
Well, because you don't want people going out there without you. Matter of fact, don't go to any builder until you've got one of Cleve's people with you. Tell them why, because people think that
it doesn't cost anything to have your representation.
Costs you zero. Does the builder upsell them or increase their price?
I wouldn't say it's that. It's just resale value sometimes, and I've talked people out of doing the big 2-story, even though the price per square foot is less, but I'm like, hey, aren't your kids off to college in 2 years?
But what I'm referring to, Cleve, is representation, because when you go to that builder without your realtor, you have no representation.
Yep. The realtors know, and most resale realtors know you can't set yourself up for resale except when you buy.
Right.
So I've had people say, all right, I'm going to get that big privacy wall out back. Well, that's going to be a 4-lane road in the next couple of years. So, or I've had people say, I want the 4,000 square foot plan. I'm like, well, aren't the kids going off to college, even though and all the bedrooms are upstairs? Don't you want a ranch style? I help people with that, help them picking the right financing so they know what type of loan product, what are they getting from their old house sale?
Right.
Or is that house going to be a rental? How do you coordinate that? When the builder's about to deliver your new home and they say, hey, we're going to close the end of November. When should your house have been on the market? Probably about 3 or 4 months before that.
Absolutely.
And or are you moving twice, or did you get a lease back? What are all these situations come into play? And I can help you with your real estate plan at 407-352-8118.
Yeah, or call the loan arranger and get your application made here. We do purchases, refinance, home equity line of credit, down payment assistance. We do construction to perm loan, build on your own lot, renovation loans, reverse mortgages. For all of you that are aging now, you don't want to make a mortgage payment anymore, and you've got a ton of equity in your home. Maybe a reverse mortgage might be right for you. Maybe not. I look at those very carefully. I don't want our senior citizens to get caught up in any type of a Magnum PI sales pitch to do something if it may not be in their best interest. So if you want somebody in the industry that you can count on, put me to the test. Check out my Google reviews. Check out my Yelp reviews. Check out my Zillow reviews. They're 5-star. I'm telling you, I will guide you in the right direction. We'll make sure we get you the best mortgage. I'm a direct lender. I am not a mortgage broker. I'm not shopping you around and killing your credit. And I service and keep 90% of the mortgages.
I know. I still get your picture in my mailbox every month.
I know, my handsome picture. Yep. Now that I lost the weight, I need a new picture on that. I look so much thinner now.
Talk to corporate.
If you're looking to get thinner, call me. I'll hook you up with my friends at Age Rejuvenation. So listen, we only got a minute and a half left. So there's a couple of things I just want to get across. The market has improved nicely. Okay. Is it a plummet? No. The market is ripe for buyers. This is a buyer's opportunity. So if you are looking to purchase a home, I highly advise you get your application made with us right away, get fully pre-approved, and we will negotiate for you like you are a cash buyer. Cleve and his buyer's agent will go out and negotiate it. We come up with your game plan and they negotiate that property for you. We'll have you in a new home before Christmas. How would you like to be in a house before Christmas?
Yeah, December, we could close in December, but things get tight with the holidays. So
yeah, but I'll close you in 21 days right now. No problem at all. Call me at 407-250-9144 or go to WeBringYouHome.com. You can join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock on the Lone Ranger Show, or if you're driving through Tampa, you can always hear me on the Bone in Tampa on Saturdays as well. 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate here in Orlando. He's available for you as well. And his team of buyer's agents are highly trained, and he's looking for more help. If you're a good buyer's agent, you want to help more people, you want to work full time, there's a job opportunity for him. 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Have a great weekend.